guys, welcome to MLS Now. I'm Rachel Bonnetta. Joining me today is U.S. U-20 men's national team head coach Tab Ramos. Thank you so much for coming in. These guys are headed to the U-20 World Cup this summer, which begins Friday, May 29th. U.S.'s first match is against Myanmar. You must be getting pretty excited.
Very excited to be here, first of all, and then obviously excited to be going to another World Cup.
Well, we're happy to have you here at MLS Now. In your group, you have Myanmar, Ukraine, and New Zealand. Who do you think is going to be your biggest challenge?
Well, I think the biggest challenge for us will be our first game. So Myanmar, we play first. That's our only focus at this point, getting the 3 points in that game, and then focus on the rest as the tournament goes on.
Okay, so let's step back to 2013. In that group stage, you guys didn't fare so well. You ended up with 1 point. What did you learn from 2013 World Cup that you're going to bring into this one?
Well, I mean, we learned many things, and one of them we learned that maybe we needed to get a better draw to start with. That would be nice. And but no. Look, I mean, anytime you get drawn up against Spain, France, and Ghana, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And so we went there trying to win the games. We did the best to win. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get out of the first round. You know, we tied the eventual world champions in that group. So that was good for us, but obviously it wasn't enough. Hopefully this time around, with that experience, you know, that we have now, we can do better, get more points, and get to the second round, and hopefully even better.
How are you feeling about your roster this year?
I'm very happy with the roster. We have a lot of talent, so we're very fortunate that it was a very difficult process to select the final roster. Unfortunately, we had to leave some very good players off the roster in order to accommodate the others. But I feel that in the end we selected the right group, and I think this is a group that will do a good job at the World Cup.
A lot of these players are professional. They're in MLS, they're over in Europe, but bottom line, they're still heading into a World Cup, so it's a lot of pressure, a lot of nerves. What advice do you give to those guys to kind of level them down and just make sure that they're prepared and confident going into the matches?
Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, it's a good question. It's not easy for younger players because at the end of the day, even though they do play in MLS and they play in Europe, when you go to the World Cup, you're seen by the whole world and playing against teams from all over the world that you're not used to. And so it's a lot more difficult to prepare. So, and they're younger players, 19 years old, some 18. And so we just tell them to stay calm, be focused, and play the game. At the end of the day, they have to have some fun with it. And if they do, I think we can get the best out of them and get the best results.
Okay, so speaking of that draw, can you tell me a little bit about the group and the other teams that you're going to be facing off with, and what do you think are your chances of going on?
Yeah, so we mentioned before how important for us is to get off to a good start in winning the first game against Myanmar, but we do realize that in the group we have New Zealand, who's the home country. They'll be playing in front of a packed house with the fan support. It's a group that's been training together for a long time now, which it's an advantage that we don't have. So that will be a challenge in itself. And then we have Ukraine, and Ukraine has all professional players. Most of them play in Ukraine, some play in Russia, and most of them are playing in the first division. So that will be a very difficult challenge for us as well. So, you know, although on paper you can look at our group and maybe think that, you know, it's easier than some other groups, you still have to play the games, and you have to consider that these teams are here for a reason, and it's because they eliminated some very good opponents on the way there. And so the challenge is going to be, I think, very high in all the games. But I think our guys will be prepared and looking forward to the challenge, and it'll be a great learning experience for our young players.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when it comes to national teams, you have players coming from all these different places, all these different teams. What is your kind of take on getting everyone to mesh well together that really haven't played that much together?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult for us because we are, first of all, we're a big country, so even when we have guys playing in the US, so we have 7 or 8 playing in MLS, and they're still all over the country, so we can't get together. We can't get together during the week, which some other countries can do. Mexico does that. Central American countries can do that, and so we have that disadvantage. And then you add to that the fact that we have 7 or 8 playing in Europe, a couple playing in Mexico. It becomes extremely difficult for us to gel as a group. But our players are used to that, fortunately. They're used to flying. They're used to getting together last minute. And so we think that in the end we're going to be okay.
Well, our fingers are crossed for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and good luck. You guys can watch the first match against Myanmar May 30th at 12:01 a.m. Got to stay up late for that one on Fox Sports 1. See ya.